Hi, my name's Steve from Maxpower Performance Cycles in the Illawarra. Today I've got a brand new GSXR 1000. It's an 010. It's got about 2,000 Ks on the clock. Those Ks have been ridden on the road, not running on the dyno like other bikes I've done. So I'm going to do a run on the dyno to see what it puts out as it is. And then I'm going to fit a set of two brother slip-on pipes, a Canyon air filter, a PC5 power commander, and I'm going to put this O2 sensor bung in there so I can put my O2 sensor from my dyno into it and tune it that way, because we're still retaining the cap, and the O2 sensor in the cap is too small to put my O2 sensor in, so I'm going to do that modification as well. So I'll get on the dyno and do the stock run and see what it puts out, and then I'll put all this gear on it and tune it on the dyno, and then I'll do some runs and see what it puts out after all this gear's been put on. Okay, I just stopped the bike. I noticed a problem in that run. You probably would have heard it at 8,000 RPM where the note of the exhaust changed. As you can see by the graph here, it's dropped in power. 100 horsepower doesn't seem right. So what I'm thinking is the secondary injectors haven't been operated yet, so they could be a bit stuck. I got off the phone to the customer and he said he hasn't had it, above 6,000 RPM for that 2,500 Ks. So I do have my bike, so I'm going to pull the injectors out of that, put it in it, and just try that and see if that will fix the problem, instead of taking the bike to Suzuki and taking it for under warranty. Might save a bit of time. But if that doesn't fix it, we'll have to take it to Suzuki. So I'll do another run and see if that fixes the problem. Okay, now I've got the injectors out, so I'll try this in the bike and see if this is the problem with it. Okay, so I did some runs. That was the problem. The secondary injectors just weren't working, so I guess they just had a bit of fuel residue blocking the injectors, so I'll clean those ones out and hopefully they'll work when I put them back in my bike. But as you can see, yeah, what a difference. But 162 horsepower, did a few runs, just see if it'll come up any higher. 162, 105 Newton meters of torque, so that's a classic example of running it in on the road by the book and to running it in on the dyno the way I run them in, where I get nearly 180 horsepower and I can't remember, but about 116 Newton meters of torque. Anyway, I'll get it off the dyno, get the exhaust system put on, power commander and filter. I'll put it back on the dyno, tune it, and we'll see what it puts out after I do that. Stock one out, new one in. And these K&Ns now, they've got this raised section, so there's more airflow, which is pretty cool. Okay, so I've got the power commander in the back. That's ready to be able to plug in to tune it. I've ran the cable down through here. I've used the original zip tie from the wiring harness, ran it across here and used these zip ties, cleans it up and gets it out of the road. They're all plugged into the lower injectors, and then there's another plug that plugs into the primary secondary throttle position. I suggest don't do it when it's hot, because you get it coming through the side of the frame, and the frame's very hot, and it'll just burn my fingers. One other thing with these bikes too, what I did to mine, which I found annoying, is this little switch here to go through the ABC. You've got another switch here that scrolls through the ABC, and what I did is, if you pull that little cover off, you can pull a little screw and just pull that lever off, because I found it annoying when I'm riding, my thumb would hit it all the time. So it still works scrolling through. You don't need that lever on the bottom, and it saves your thumb from getting cut up. Okay, so now I'll get the exhaust on, and I'm nearly ready to put on the dyno. Okay, so I've got the air filter and power commands all in. Now the next thing is the exhaust. So I've pulled the cap because we're retaining the cap. But the problem I face with tuning is that this is the original sensor that comes out, and this is a sensor that I need to tune with. This is what is connected to my dyno, and this is what tells me what the air fuel is, so I can tune the bike. But I have to tune before the cap. So what we do is we get one of these O2 bungs, we weld them in to replace the bung for that sensor, and then I'm able to put my sensor in for my dyno and screw that straight in. And then I can tune direct to the dyno, and it's before the cap, so I'll get an excellent tune. And also I've got this little plug that just plugs in there when I'm finished, because we're not using an O2 sensor. But if he ever wanted to go back to the original sensor, he can, because I've got a little adapter that will screw into there, and then the sensor, the original one, will screw back in. So either way, we can put it back. But that's the best way that I can tune the bike. So I'll put the exhaust back on now, and the two brothers exhaust, get on the dyno, and they'll